Hello and welcome to Disturbingly Cheap Reviews. I am Sean DC, hoping to implement a new idea, as I can't really afford equipment to video capture, so I'm just going to hand draw everything or grab public domain pictures off the internet, because that's about as far as my budget can go. Let's start everything off with the latest Stone Cold Steve Austin direct-to-video film, Hunt to Kill. The plot: a group of overly advanced thieves rob something, because that's what they do. Only problem is that the crooked old man takes the money and run, because that's what they do. Meanwhile, Austin is busy trying to make a good life for his teenage daughter while working as a border patrolman near Canada. Shockingly enough, the wood-savvy Austin and his daughter end up hostages, forced to track the crooked old man. But what happens once they find him? Hunt to Kill sounds like something you'd see Steven Seagal, Jean-Claude Van Damme, or Ice-T in. However, this role is perfect for Austin. He doesn't have to show much emotion outside of smoldering anger, regular anger, and yelling anger, with a few hints of caring towards his daughter. The daughter, however, seems to suffer from some sort of bipolar disease. She goes from loving to hating her father at a drop of a hat, constantly blaming him for what is happening when she's at fault for her own kidnapping. On the other side, the old crook is really just a MacGuffin. He's around so that the rest can follow and we can get our setup. Our main villain is supposed to be very intelligent, but he is also insanely foul-mouthed. I mean, he helps set up our R rating within 3 sentences. And with him are our culturally diverse lackeys of mouthy nerd, mouthy woman, mouthy African American, and English silent killing machine. Well, he does talk a little. This movie is very much filled with the cliches of the genre, but it handles them well and gives an entertaining film. A nice touch is having the gang of thieves not know about the father-daughter relationship until later in the movie. During one of the I love you daddy parts of the daughter's bipolarness, are there flaws? Of course. But the movie does its job of making Austin look like a Rhodes Scholar in the art of toughness, and delivers fight scenes without the headache-inducing shaky cam. If I do have a complaint, it would be the horrible forced quips. Let me give a brief example. After Austin corners one of the thieves, we get this back and forth. I told them I'd catch up later. Yeah, about that. Catch. And then he shoots him with an arrow. I know he used the word catch, and then Austin used the word catch, but how does... if someone could explain that to me. With that said, it's an enjoyable action film. Nothing new, but it delivers what a person seeing a Steve Austin film would want. Even if you're not a big fan of the man, I still feel it delivers well enough to entertain an action fan. With that said, I'd give this a grade of B. Okay, spoilers. So after a basic, vague to a point review, I'll be discussing the ending, so that you have the option of taking me at my word and stopping the video so that you can go watch the film, or you can just keep listening as I ruin it with the help of my decorative design. So again, here come the spoilers. No complaining from this point out. Well, except for me. With this movie, it should seem rather obvious what is going to occur. It's a paint-by-numbers action film. After the thieves get the money, they attempt to kill Austin and keep the daughter to lead them out of the forest. Austin obviously lives, and our title comes to life as he hunts them down to save his daughter. It comes down to our main villain and Austin, who somehow stumble upon the traditional abandoned building that you find in all of these movies, that just happens to have numerous dangerous items just lying around. The one thing I do like about this final fight is that the movie efficiently builds to it. The villain continuously gets the upper hand on Austin throughout the movie, usually by pointing a gun at the daughter's head. So this fight is one-on-one with no one else around. Austin just smashes him. I mean, it is almost like wrestling in its presentation. Austin roughs him up, counters all of his attacks, and just takes out his frustrations on him. It's a nice touch. Of course, being the villain in an action movie, the bad guy gets up, and he attacks again, and he gets beat down again. Even more humorous when he shows up for one last time. And yes, the third time is the charm, leading to an explosive ending for our bad guy. And one last quip that manages to shove the movie's title into it. But in all, it was a really fun film, and I think it's the best Austin movie to date. Then again, I haven't seen The Expendables, so take that with a grain of salt. And that concludes my first review. And until next time, catch.